Good evening. The Chaser love nothing more than to laugh at other people's expense, but once again they missed the mark. Desperate to finish the year with a bang, they trespassed with cameras rolling onto our studios here at Channel 7, hoping to catch me out. All day they've been telling anyone who'll listen that I invited them in. That's simply not true. They plan to use the footage in a segment called What I Learned About Current Affairs. Well, this is what they learned. Brian Seymour reports.
2:30 yesterday afternoon, a Channel 7 staff member presses the security button and walks out the back door. It's the moment the Chaser have been waiting for. They strike. One stands in the doorway to keep it open and calls the rest of the crew to rush in. Chaz Licciardello, Andrew Hansen, along with an actor, 2 camera operators and a sound man, all scurry in. They came to ambush Hannah Corrin, who'd arrived back in the office just minutes ago. They knew exactly where to go, but then suddenly the Chaser became the chased.
Hey, up, going. Where are the tapes?
Yeah, head over, Andrew, jump on the phone, mate.
Okay. Give us the tape. Give us the tape. Humiliate. We're funny.
I just got the advice from the lawyers via Andy.
Why are you so angry for?
Okay, I just spoke to Andy via our lawyers, and our lawyers said that their opinion is that the tapes are our property and that we don't have to hand them over and that we should just leave. You can't detain us, so we'll leave now.
You're on private property.
Well, should go anywhere.
Without permission. You didn't have permission to film.
Only because you were attacking one of our staff.
Well, no, hang on.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. If I'm being attacked by Craig McPherson, you want that on camera.
If you were being attacked, you know it, buddy.
Right? Well, we'll sort it out.
Yeah, we will.
I'm happy to wait for the police or the lawyers or whoever.
Yeah.
Let's just sort this out.
Half an hour gone. By now, the whole Today Tonight team had gathered around. The Chaser boys were sweating and frantically calling their lawyers and wanting to meet ours.
How did you get in here?
How did you get in through the door?
Walked in.
You walked in through the front door.
No, back door.
What? Out the back entrance through the little kitchenette there.
Waiting for
I don't know.
Waiting for someone to
So you waited for the door to open and snuck in.
You just walked in through the back door.
But is that what you did?
It hasn't been established what's happened here. All I'm saying...
No, it is, mate. You told me you walked in the back door. That's trespassing. You know that,
Look,
mate. If I'm sitting at home...
I thought you weren't a lawyer,
and you walk
Brian.
in my back
Brian,
door.
I thought you weren't a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer, mate. We don't need to be lawyers to know the law of trespass.
No one invited you guys in.
No
No one invited you. You just walked in
You don't
on
need to
our
be a
office
lawyer.
where we work.
All we know is that when we get legal advice we can do something, we do it. And when we don't get legal advice, we don't.
But you didn't get legal advice before you came in here. You're saying you don't know if you trespassed today when you walked
Brian,
into Channel 7.
we will find
you had
out.
no idea.
We will find out very soon.
No, but is that what you're saying?
Brian, I'm not saying to you, I'm saying to the lawyers. Whatever the lawyers say...
But you say you act on legal advice, so
I'm saying,
if you have
I'm
legal
saying
advice,
if the lawyers
you're
come
allowed
back,
to come in
the
here.
lawyers come back now...
But you
and
came
say,
in before you spoke to the lawyers.
Brian,
Why did you do that?
Brian, if the lawyers come back and they say that what we did was wrong and we should hand over the tapes, then we will.
But why did you just said to me a moment ago, we act on legal advice? You come into Channel 7
that's what I'm saying. We'll listen
without
to the
legal
lawyers.
advice.
We'll listen to the lawyers.
Can you make that guarantee to every other company you trespass on?
What's that?
That if the lawyers come back and come back and say you are trespassing, that you will hand all the tapes, all those other shops and all those other...
I make an ironclad guarantee. If the lawyers say to us, you have to hand the tapes over, and you should hand the tapes over under the law, we always will. Always.
How many times has that happened?
I don't know.
Never.
You'd think Chaz would know that. He's a former law student, and he does like saying the word lawyers.
I'm just waiting to see what the lawyers have to say. What the lawyers say is what we do. Every single time. Well, let's see what the lawyers have to say. Brian,
Lawyers do tell us.
the lawyers tell us exactly what
Did
to
the
do.
lawyers tell you to trespass here today?
Brian, I just want to get the advice from the lawyers. We're waiting to hear what the lawyers have to say. I'm not a lawyer. Let's see what the lawyers have to say. Or wait for legal advice and then do what they say. Okay. Because we always follow the lawyers' advice. Let's let the lawyers judge that one. If the lawyers say we've broken the law, let's see what the lawyers have to say about it. Because we're waiting for the lawyers. I don't know what the lawyers' ruling is yet. Hear what the lawyers have to say. Let's see what the lawyers have to say.
Damn it.
Let's just
Well,
wait.
legal to
Let's
me.
just wait and see what the lawyers have to
Sounds very
say.
legal.
Brian, if the
Why did you do that?
Brian, if the lawyers come back, I thought you weren't a lawyer.
And you walked
Brian.
in my back
Brian,
door.
I thought you weren't a lawyer. All
I'm
of a
not a
sudden
lawyer,
you're a
mate.
lawyer.
Today, the Chaser have been trying to turn this back on us, saying they only did what we do all the time. But that's not true. Recently, the trespass laws were tightened up after a reporter on another program impersonated someone and illegally trespassed. The Chaser boys seem to think that's okay. Why does it matter? Imagine walking into your neighbour's house, wandering around, filming them in the bathroom. When the police show up and arrest you, you can simply claim the chaser defence.
No, lawyers
We don't even know we
tell
have
us to
trespassed.
We're not.
We're still waiting for legal advice, Brian.
You've trespassed. Look in the lens and say again, you don't know if you've trespassed.
Brian, I'm going to look straight down the lens and I'm going to say that we always follow legal advice on the chaser. There we go.
And the legal advice was to trespass here today?
Well, that'd be very strange legal advice.
It would be bad.
So you didn't get legal advice about trespassing
What I'm saying is we got legal advice on what we could do.
Despite the bravado and heroics, the chaser is waging a war on everything except themselves. Today, they publicly said they'd wandered around Channel 7, as though they stumbled across the Today Tonight office. The pictures prove they are lying. They made a beeline to their target.
I agree. Let's just drop it.
Give us a tape,
Tempers frayed, but the only sparring was verbal. Although I did get spat on.
It's hard as to believe every single time. Sorry, mate.
I won't charge you.
Just
That wasn't intentional.
I didn't even have to go down to
Far from feeling threatened, the lads looked to be enjoying themselves.
No, I just want to wish you
What are you doing here, man?
I'm a reporter for Today Tonight.
Okay, I never watch TV, so I don't know.
Oh, these guys are from the Chaser?
Yeah,
Are they really?
Showing the ABs.
For me, if I hurt somebody's feelings, I feel terrible. I don't do comedy to do that. You know, I got into comedy to try and bring some joy and happiness into people's lives. If somebody's feelings get
And some
hurt,
bad music.
Stan Zamanek was a racist jock, a fatso xenophobic whose views were more malignant than his brain.
I get it now. You ask and you believe.
Then I appeared, the bike, the big smile on my face, and then they said,
And then you receive the bike from the old pedophile.
that's me. Bloody hell.
Are you a pedophile?
No!
Can you understand why some people here today are a bit angry that you've walked in the back door and done this stunt here in the
I
office?
cannot understand why they are this angry now.
Why not?
Because we have just made a harmless joke.
Why do you think
We've
they
just made
might
a
be
harmless
this
joke
upset,
about
mate?
an overactor in a reenactment.
Sure.
It's
What?
not exactly
I
cutting
know.
to the quick of Today Tonight.
I know, and I might find it funny.
Yeah.
What I'm saying to you is...
Like,
can
do
you
any of you
understand
know
why
what we just
people...
did?
Yeah, sure.
What we just did
Yeah.
was made fun of an overactor in a reenactment.
Yes, you
That's
did.
what we just did.
We get it. We get it.
Okay, we didn't say, this is the worst show of all time. We didn't...
No, I know.
What we did was
I know.
made fun of an overactor.
I know. I wish we could get Hugh Jackman for our reenactments, but you know, he's out of our price range.
Okay, fair
Actually, that
enough.
guy wasn't bad. We'll get your
You
details.
should
from
hire
mate.
him. You should
We will.
hire him straight away.
But in the meantime, can you understand why some people